given the problems you've had with your health this season, you must be delighted with how things went there.
Yeah, I mean, pleased with the way I played there. Mark obviously felt under the weather, but you know, it was quite a good performance from me. I'm not getting too excited. His first round done, job done. So yeah, kick on hopefully.
Can you just give us a bit of a progress report in terms of, you know, how things have been going in the last few weeks, and you know, the symptoms, have they kind of eased off a bit?
Yeah, they have eased off actually. I've been on quite a strict exclusion diet. I've cut out dairy, which for a year, and now wheat, which is quite difficult. I'm sort of carrying a lunchbox around with me when I go into restaurants. I feel a bit of an idiot, but sort of it's took 3 weeks now, and I'm starting to feel better every day that goes along. Obviously, if you eat and wheat all your life, it doesn't get out of your system in 2 or 3 days. It takes like 3 or 4 months. So hopefully that's something that's going to help me, and I can keep well and keep feeling good.
And presumably that's enabled you to practice more effectively and for longer, and to get some kind of your old form back.
Yeah, I mean, I've practiced harder for this tournament than I have for any other tournament this season. Because I've felt better and I've felt like practicing. You know, all season I've just felt tired and just get to the club and haven't got the energy to walk around the table. Yeah, so obviously I just hope I can continue to feel good and play well and progress in the tournament.
How bad did it get at its worst, Deb? Because I know you mentioned the possibility of retirement early in the season. I mean, were you really very much down on your luck at one stage?
Yeah, I mean, you know, before in December, it was a build-up to then. Really, I was just unwell every single day, and what with going away all the time, being away from home, and a poor run of results, I just thought, yeah, I've had enough, and that's why I said, you know, I was gonna retire. Or I did actually talk to Jason Ferguson about taking a sabbatical for a year. Which is what I really wanted to do, but fortunately I've been able to, you know, stumble across this exclusion diet really, and you know, it's hard to do. I like my food like everyone does, and living out of a suitcase in hotels, it's difficult to, you know, to do it, but you know, I've got to be disciplined and keep myself well, and that's what I've got to do.
And now a reward in the shape of the tournament favourite Judd Trump. You must be itching to have a crack at him, mustn't you?
Yeah, you know, I'm under no pressure, am I? So no one expects me to do anything, and I don't expect to do anything. So we'll see how it goes.
Thanks, Al.
What do you make of Judd since he won? Well, since he reached the final here last year. I mean, what do you make of his progression?
He's done well, hasn't he? He won China. He's riding on the crest of a wave. You know, he plays a very open game, which is, you know, all very well when it's all going well for you. But, you know, when things do turn, which they will, no player can keep a run of form up forever. We'll see how he handles that, you know. You know, all us top players who've been about a few years have all been on the back of some bad results from being miles in front and losing matches you should never lose and all that sort of thing. And he hasn't had to experience that yet. So the mad balls that he goes for when he's got them battle scars, that will show us, you know, what he's really made of.
And you know you're going to get chances, don't you?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, in fairness, Dominic 7-0, if he could have gone up a gear, he would have won that game. You know, that's probably what, you know, that's the difference between the top players and you know, the lower ranked players. They haven't got any gears when they need to find them.
Do you think he's under more pressure here, given what he did last year?
To be honest with you, I don't think he's got the without being rude, I don't think he's got the mind to actually grasp where he actually is and what he's just quite a simple-minded person, isn't he? He just gets on with it and takes it in his stride. Probably my mistake in the past has been I'm a thinker, and I think about things, whether it's snooker or business or whatever. And in some respects that can be a bad thing. In Judd's case, he doesn't do that, or he doesn't appear to. Like Neil Robertson, they're just oblivious to what's going on around them and just pop the balls in front of them. I wish I was like that. I'd have probably won a lot more.
Apart from poisoning his food, what can you do to hold him up here?
Pot all the balls.
Yeah.